any preparation.
You don't want any preamble? No, we're good. I did miss you opening your soda. There's no pre-workout.
No.
The Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar will be the pre-workout of the podcast.
I am jealous.
The champagne.
I have a Diet Coke. The champagne of zero calories.
Champagne of zeros,
I'm a Dr. Pepper fan. And you know what? I have a Dr. Pepper shirt, and I reached for it today, and then I was like, no, it's too good to hide under a hoodie. And then I put it back.
You don't want to waste it on a hoodie day.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Didn't waste it on a
do
hoodie
that
day.
with, I have a Black Sabbath t-shirt that I only wear if it's a non-hoodie day.
Great choice.
Yeah, because what's the point?
I don't want to waste it.
Yeah, it's like that Seinfeld bit. Like, you see this shirt, it waits to come out of the drawer, and then you put a sweater over it. What a waste. Yeah, it's like Janine Garofalo, and Seinfeld's dating like the version of himself.
Yes.
And he's like, I've finally met what I always wanted,
And
myself.
She has cereal. She has cereal.
She orders cereal
for
at
supper
the diner.
or whatever diner.
Yeah. And I've swept myself off my feet.
Yeah.
And then he realizes he hates himself, so he has to break up with her.
Yeah.
Cereal again?
I know.
It's a good Dr. Pepper shirt. It has the Dr. Pepper logo. And then on the back it says, trust me, I'm a doctor.
Oh,
and I'm like,
goodness.
oh, man, you can't cover that with a hoodie.
No.
It's like, no, everyone needs to know I'm
Maybe
not
I
really
shouldn't
a
have let
doctor.
Dr. Pepper finger me. Maybe.
Right. Dr. Pepper was checking my prostate, but I'm only 30.
Yeah. I think he's a Mr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I've got Ron Partlow and Jonny Latham on Danny Mac's Awful Podcast. Hello, gents.
It's a crazy week for podcasts. We had Brad Pitt on Dash Shepherd.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The Brad Pitt of gym owners.
Bernie Sanders was on Rogan again.
Was
and
he?
Now
Those
I'm
guys
here.
are BFFs.
Like,
speaking of Rogan, you hear why he had to call the police in Austin?
the Liver King was
Breaking
going to kill him.
news!
The Liver King.
What?
looks
Tell
like he-
the folks.
Well, I don't know. I just know it was not a surprise. The Liver King fully lost his mind, I guess.
I guess eating testicles ain't good for the brain.
I guess it partially lost his mind. Well, you already have like a Netflix documentary made about your downfall.
Right.
So you know
It's not
that
a
like
good
Before you've been arrested
so
for
like,
terroristic threats.
You know you're on, like, you can only be psychologically downhill from there.
Yeah.
Like once everyone's like, it's one thing everyone knows you as a Liver King from Instagram, but then everyone knows you as the guy the Netflix downfall documentary get made about.
Right.
And I guess
Which is kind of a puff piece, because I watched some of that documentary and I'm like, there's a few, I think, and the one that I watched was like made by the Liver King, clearly.
because
they're like, there's a lot of accusations about him, but I love the guy. And then I'm like, and then it goes to another person. They're like, people talk shit about the Liver King, but
He's all right.
I've never seen him do drugs. And I'm like, but he didn't say he's never done drugs.
Right.
Yeah, they have these like this really like transparent ways of like not talking shit about him.
The worst thing he had done was just lied about his steroid use.
Right.
But now he like was going to kill Joe Rogan. So now it's like really over.
shit.
He like went to Austin to fight Joe Rogan.
That's
and he kept
insane.
doing Instagram posts saying like, I'm coming for you and I'm fighting for family. And my greatest joy is that you choke me out, but that's not going to happen. He's like becoming full like
Hulk
like or Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
He's like, when I got a hold of you, Joe Rogan, and the plane goes down. He's fucking losing
He's
his
doing a remote.
Yeah.
He's doing a backstage remote,
Yeah.
but it's his life.
Yeah, he's
The Skeletor of the bodybuilding hood. Like,
he should just join WWE at this point.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Maybe that's his redemption arc.
I think so, right?
Right?
I'm
like
a bit
the
naive. Did Joe Rogan out him for drug use? Is that why?
No,
he's annoyed, or is
I
that
have
the-
no idea what his
he just-
what his beef with Joe could be. Joe
Was he
Joe's-
on Joe Rogan's show ever?
I don't even know.
This will be the broiest podcast. I
Yeah,
promise.
this will be the,
Ron is bringing the bro.
This will be the I don't know, but we're going to talk about it.
right.
He might have been. Never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those bad episodes where Joe becomes argumentative with his guest.
Right.
Kind of goes sideways.
Those are the bad ones.
Well, those are the ones that are like, oh, this one's not fun to watch, but let's check
He
it
better
out.
not argue with Bernie.
Right.
He's
no.
on
I
notice
think
with
they.
me.
I think they were all
No,
right.
they're
What's his
pals.
second time on?
Yeah. Well, he wanted Bernie. Like I think that Bernie was his initial guy.
Yeah,
right?
with the initial takedown of Bernie when they, stole him.
Thanks, Hillary.
Yeah.
Let's get way more into shit we don't know fully what we're talking about. There's one thing that you guys do. Oh, wait. I have a joke first before we jump. Do you guys want to hear a brand new joke that I just wrote?
Oh, I bet it's great.
Let's go.
Here we go. I've got, okay. Where does Billy Talent tell you to aim when you're bungee jumping off a bridge?
Into the river below.
Thank you.
Not
very
even
much.
mad. I'm impressed.
Thank you. I don't know why you'd be mad. I don't know why you'd be impressed either, to be honest.
Here's a trivia question. Do you know where Billy Talent got their name?
No, I don't.
So there's a movie, Canadian legendary movie called Hardcore Logo.
Right. I remember you talking about it.
Kind of a fake punk rock documentary sort of style thing. I'd have to rewatch it again.
It's like a Spinal Tap?
Well, no, not really. It's more of a movie about a punk band. And they're called Hardcore Logo.
Okay.
And Billy Talent is the guitar player's name.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's where they got the band name from.
Yeah.
I like the band name Billy Talent.
And Hugh Dillon is in it and plays.
Who's Hugh Dillon?
Hugh Dillon was the lead singer of the Headstones.
Oh, okay.
And he's done a bunch of acting, right? He's been in a whole bunch of TV shows.
Right.
And he's got a bald head now, so he like shows up. I'm like, hey, Hugh Dillon.
Right.
But yeah, so Hugh Dillon's like in it as the lead singer. So he's playing like a punk rocker.
Yeah.
And Billy Talent is the fictional guitar player's name.
Right.
And that's where they got their name
That's
from.
a good grab. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where Foo Fighters got their name? You know, Ron.
Yeah,
right?
that was an old term used by World War II pilots when they see a UFO.
Yeah, that's right. Which could have been anything.
Instead of saying UFO, they'd say foo. Like, it's kind of just a short form joke name. Like, oh, I saw some foos today.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's just their PTSD.
And then if you say it
in.
like Christopher Walken, it's Foo Fighters.
Very good.
That was a good one.
Oh, wow. We got both. And you guys are the two guys who told me to watch Mr. In-Between. To the point where, like, you guys know so much about Mr. In-Between. I would forget which one of the two of you was telling me, like, facts about Mr. In-Between.
So good.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent show.
Bash the cunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so why are you at this anger management? Well, I bashed a cunt.
Yeah.
It's like, I bashed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I don't like hitting people. It's just that
he deserved it.
He deserved it.
Ron just rewatched every single James Bond movie.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
I was
26 of them, or
yeah, something like that, 26. Okay, so I was hoping that would serve some sort of utility in my life,
right?
And here we are.
Because I have a quiz for both of you, and I thought I would
on James Bond
trivia, but I know Johnny doesn't know a ton about James Bond, so I'm going to ask Johnny questions about his homeland of is it New Zealand?
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Or it's Australia.
Oh,
right.
yeah, sorry, yeah, I forgot as well.
Right. So Ron's going to get Bond questions.
So wait a minute. Did he just joke about being a Kiwi or an Aussie? Because usually they're sensitive about
Johnny
that.
won't even eat a Kiwi.
We don't even exist. Have you heard the conspiracy theory about how Australia doesn't, like a lot of flat earthers don't believe Australia exists?
Why?
And where it literally is a thing.
Aren't
it's
most
like,
flat earthers
they
from
feel
Australia?
Well, that's the thing.
So
Flat
where was I?
Yeah, exactly. People are like, Australia doesn't exist. They're all actors. Like if you meet an Australian, they're making it up. I'm like,
they're just British people that have altered their accents.
yeah, exactly. And like
most Aussies I know are actors. I will give them that. Yeah.
Right.
I'm from a country. There's lots of danger. Oh yeah, like that's
They,
about it.
yeah,
So-
they made up all the death that is there, the 10 snakes and the 10 spiders. That, yeah.
Yeah.
It is wild. It's like, oh yeah, there's sharks all around it. There's a giant rock in the middle of it, and we really enjoy
And
large things.
95% of it's uninhabitable because
Yeah.
it's so hostile. The heat and
Oh, it's
and
insane.
drought is just so hostile.
It does seem like maybe an imaginary place. It's like that guy who's like, there are no birds. Do you remember that
That's
guy?
right. They're
Who
all
like started
robots.
that campaign called "There's like birds aren't real," and he had a van. He would drive around America with like birds aren't real. He was trying to prove a point. I don't know what it
Signed
was,
up
but it was
so
funny.
many people to the conspiracy theory that they were like fully convinced.
So where's Johnny from?
Johnny's from Wollongong, Australia.
You're from Wollongong.
Wollongong, Australia.
Population?
That's a good question.
So is Wollongong
500,000 or something like
is
that?
Wollongong an area, a suburb of Sydney?
It is. So
Yes.
it's about. So we're on the map.
I know my footy and rugby a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
And you've been to Oz quite a few
Well, I
times.
lived there for 2 years.
Yeah.
We're kind of like Victoria here in Canada. It's like a big enough small town that
Right.
like you're on the map, but also living
Right.
there.
And then
no matter what
you
day
have
of the week, I
who's
walk
the
down
team?
the main
Who's
street.
the big team from Wollongong?
There's Wollongong Hawks. They're the champions at the moment.
And
for
is
the
that
Australian basketball?
Is that a rugby league or a footy?
That's basketball.
That's
they did really
basketball.
well. And then
that made its way over there now.
Yeah, and then we had the
I thought
Steelers.
you were talking slang.
Yeah, basketball just means horseshoes
Well,
over
the
there.
joke about footy is that it's like aerial ping pong, you know.
right.
But
Gotta
you guys
kick it
play
around.
footy up in Sydney, or is that
Not too much.
Yeah, that's more
we
of
got
a
like the Sydney Swans, and they're like the Australian rules football
Yeah,
team, and they
yeah.
get like a big turnout.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Melbourne
yeah.
has it's like funny.
Yeah.
Sydney has one team.
Melbourne and
has
Adelaide
like
has it
6.
too.
Yeah, it's like,
Adelaide
it's like
has
so many.
has
What
the
about
Ravens.
a team called
Yeah.
the Sydney Sweeneys? What about that?
Ooh.
And it's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, Johnny.
Wonder what the logo would be.
Yeah.
Interject.
Yeah, what's the logo? Just an utter.
Moving right along.
Cows.
All right, it's Bond versus Oz.
All right,
Do I
let's
have
go.
stupid music? There we go. Okay. Who wants to go first here?
Go ahead, hit me.
All right. Okay, Ron.
That seems loud.
Mr. Bond. It is fucking loud. Look at that. It's terrible.
That's
almost-
bossa nova.
My levels are always completely fucked on this thing. Okay. I'm going to start with kind of a tough one for you, Ron. What is the highest number of women that Bond has hooked up with in a Bond film?
Ooh, is it 3 or 4?
It's 4.
4.
4.
Oh,
And you know
nice.
what? I might even... Hold on.
Which movie?
Where's the... There we go. Correct.
Yeah.
The movie. Yeah. Do you want to guess which Bond or which movie?
I believe there's a couple where he did 3.
Yes.
And then there's
3 is
one
sort of
where
common.
he did 4.
Yes.
2 is easy. That's like a tame movie.
Do you know which Bond did
Was it
4?
Roger Moore?
It was not.
Can I guess?
You can guess.
Connery?
No.
Oh, that would have been one.
It's from On Her Majesty's Secret
Oh, it was
Service.
Lazenby, the
It's
Aussie.
Lazenby. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you know,
How
so
perfect.
So
great.
I almost guessed that because when on my rewatch, the Lazenby movie on Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1979.
Is that the one and done? The only Lazenby?
69, sorry. Yes, the only one.
he
We
only
got
did
one
one,
and done.
yeah.
So it was 1969. It sticks out like a sore thumb because it's got sort of some psychedelic flavor to it.
Right.
And like the music has a little bit of that because it's 1969, right? So there's a bit of visual
Summer of Love.
psychedelia, a little bit of weirder music. Also, you know the frilly shirt that Austin Powers wears?
Yeah.
That is directly from that movie.
He's really
alone.
wearing that?
Yes. So he dresses different.
But I don't want to be a pirate.
I don't want to be a pirate. He's wearing the frilly shirt that Austin Powers, that is lifted right out of Majesty, right out of that movie. And it's painfully long, which makes room for
Those
4
early
girls.
Bond movies are so long.
That one's the longest. You could have chopped 40 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
But that is why there's room for 4 girls.
Okay, well, 4 is the answer, and it's
Yeah.
Lazenby. The Aussie is the honor
Aussie.
of getting the most octopussy in a movie.
Yes.
Okay, Johnny, your question about Australia.
That I'm going to get absolutely wrong.
How tall is Hugh Jackman? This is considered a question about Australia on Danny Mac's Awful Podcast, by the way. This is
5'9".
what? That's your
5'11".
guess?
5'11" or
He's
6'1".
Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine's supposed to be short. Hugh Jackman, 6'2". He's
there you go.
he's one of the few actors who is tall. Him and I think Ryan Reynolds are both over 6 feet.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Ron, back to Bond.
Okay.
All right. This one's a bit tricky. I want you to list in order the 6 men who have played James Bond in the main James Bond franchise films. In order.
Sean Connery.
Correct.
George Lazenby. Roger Moore.
Yep.
Timothy Dalton. Pierce Brosnan. Daniel Craig.
Nice.
Correct. Very good,
Very
sir.
impressive.
You have earned a sip of that 0-calorie soda. All right,
The
Johnny.
champagne of sodas.
More questions about Australia now. Who was elected as the Australian Government Minister for Education this year? Everyone in Australia is familiar with this.
No, it's not Bob Catter, is it?
The answer is a used copy of The Castle on DVD. That is the Australian Minister of Education now. So close.
That's fine. I was going to say it's a good education.
You were
That's
close,
It's a
Johnny.
great way.
I thought maybe it was going to be the lead singer from Midnight Oil. 'cause I
That
know
was
he's a
Yeah, I was
he
politician.
was
gonna say he
barely
was-
beat out. The polls were neck and neck for a while,
Yes.
but the used copy of The
Has,
Castle
has
on
Big
DVD.
Ron seen The Castle?
No.
No?
If you liked Mr. In Between, oh mate, you'll dig The Castle.
Yeah.
There's no violence in it. but it's got
goodness.
that.
Okay.
There's no violence.
It's a comedy, but it's got that real true.
It's like the
Ocker.
Faulty Towers of Oz.
Yeah.
Like it's like
oh my God, you read my mind. I was just gonna say, is it like Faulty Towers?
It's just that it's like deep cut, like comedy nerds, but like I think everyone in Oz knows.
I'd go even as far as saying it's like what Trailer Park Boys is for like Canada is
go.
like the Castle is for Australians. Like,
Okay.
but it's a good story. It's a good film as well.
Tell him he's
like,
dreaming.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll
God.
quote it for
Okay.
ever more.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we're back to Bond.
Yeah.
Here we go. With a 99% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which Sean Connery film is the highest rated Bond movie ever?
Wow.
99%? That's fucking crazy.
That's great.
I'm
No Bond movie's that good.
Yeah. First of all, I'm like, well, Jesus. So,
Like, what would you have guessed if I didn't say it was a Sean Connery one?
Casino Royale?
Yeah, the Daniel Craig.
Because
Me
that
too.
is technically
I would have guessed that or
considered the best
Skyfall,
one.
personally.
Yeah. So those two are actually typically considered the two best. But I would say it's Goldfinger.
Yeah,
Correct. It is
there you go.
Goldfinger.
Nice.
Easily
Goldfinger.
also the most rewatchable of all the Connerys.
Is it? Where does it rank in your Bond music? The theme
It's
song.
the best Connery, and it's
Top 5
second best Bond song.
after.
It was the first Bond movie
Chris
I ever
Cornell?
saw, actually.
No, the best Bond song is Nobody Does It Better by Carly Simon
Oh, I forgot that that's a Bond
from
song.
The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's the best one.
How about this for a? We should put an old Billy Talent song.
Yeah.
Should be when they get fucking Aaron Taylor Johnson or whoever.
Yeah.
Okay, Australia questions here, Johnny. Out of 4 stars, what did Roger Ebert rate the 2008 romance war film Australia, starring Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman?
Out of 4?
Out of 4, what did Roger Ebert rate?
I'm leaning towards 2 or 1. I'll go with 2.
The
I
answer.
think he'd like it visually, but
He gave it 3 out of
Oh,
4
really?
stars,
There you go.
apparently. I guess Raj liked Australia.
I have a little Australia story.
Please.
A friend of mine worked on the film, editing it with Baz Luhrmann.
Also, by the way,
Apparently-
Whistler is known as Little Australia.
Yeah, that's
Carry
very
on.
true.
Sorry, I had to get that stupid ass joke in there.
before that, he finished editing the movie. I'm not even
Alcoholics.
joking. 20 minutes before the premiere started. They raced the final copy of the movie on like a bike courier over to the.
Sounds like an
they
episode of
literally-
the end of the week with South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally said to him, they're like, you need to stop editing. We need to send this. Like the premiere, they're like literally Nicole Kidman's on the carpet. Like it was that level of they like Baz.
We can't make
you
Nicole
need
look
to
shorter.
let it
That
go.
makes me
Like,
less
and so-
confident that it's good.
Yeah, right? Raj was like, thank God for that last minute edit, or this thing would have been a stinker.
Exactly. It's like
Okay, Bond question. All right, I asked you about the best. This is a possible 2-pointer here, okay? 99% is the highest rated Bond film. What is the worst overall rating on Rotten Tomatoes? Which Bond film has the worst overall rating on Rotten Tomatoes? There's 2 possible answers here.
Oh, they're tied?
No. But I don't know how to say more than that without giving away what
Okay,
I'm trying
so,
to talk about here. And I think you already know what I'm trying to say.
Is one of them Moonraker?
No, one's
Okay.
not Moonraker.
Okay, because that's in hindsight was terrible.
I'm going to give you the Bond
James
actor.
Bond in space.
So one of the worst ones is starring of the official Bond canon. The worst one stars Roger Moore.
Oh, is it A View to a Kill?
nice.
It is A View to Kill. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
You know
A View
the-
to a Kill. I never even knew that was the title until now. A View to a Kill.
View to a
And I
Kill.
didn't know it was on Her Majesty's Secret Service
yeah.
either. Yeah.
So A View to a Kill. He's like 57 in
Roger
that movie.
Moore. Oh no, is this the gross?
And the girl that he beds is like 26.
Oh, Roger, no!
And it's like in hindsight, rewatching them, we're like, oh, this is like
Disgusting.
this is like
That's
creepy.
hot. Oh, sorry, creepy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm like, awesome, right? We're rewatching.
Grandpa Bond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, because you're thinking, well, she's getting paid,
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
so does that make it creepier?
why don't you come help me take my teeth out?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh no, step grandpa Bond.
I guess that was more
That
Connery
was more
than I was
Connery. He had a
doing.
little Scotsman in
What
you
does
on that
Roger
one.
Moore even sound like?
He's more English, just straight up English.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Straight up English.
I'm
Taking
going to shag you now. It's like,
young lady, come over here. That's just my PP7, and I'm happy to see you.
yeah.
would you like a boiled lolly after this?
It's like, oh god, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, the worst overall. So Eon, they make the Bond films, right?
Okay, so then there's
You'll know this, right?
yeah,
The
so
actual worst reviewed movie that is a Bond movie.
so technically the original Casino Royale
Yeah.
with David Niven
Yeah.
is like a total unwatchable shit show.
Yeah.
It's one of those how did this ever get released or
People are
made?
even saying it's a comedic parody.
Yeah,
starring
like it's-
David
That's
Niven.
what I thought. I
yeah.
always thought it was a comedic.
I never
Well,
ever
yeah.
did see it.
1967,
Yeah.
26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
A View to a Kill with Roger Moore, 36%. So
Right.
that's like better than
Yeah.
every like.
Everyone just
Not
sort
another
of
teen movie, but still.
ignores that Casino Royale because it wasn't really a spy movie. It was
As
like a
they
joke.
should.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, let's go
Talk
back to
about
your
Oz.
homeland here. I like how all the questions I'm asking are barely. What is Australia's largest national export by weight?
Cocaine. No. Weed.
No, we take it in.
Weed. Yeah, you just import
It's like we
only.
just
It's an import
it in.
only.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards either steel or maybe brick. I know that sounds weird, but like we do it with, there's a lot of brick making companies, which makes me feel like we ship a lot of bricks. I'm going to lean with steel.
You're kind of close. It's ore.
Oh, okay.
It's iron ore. I
Iron
also
ore.
would have accepted meth.
Yeah, I was going to
As
say
well.
we do.
It's
It's funny because
you're
you think you'd be able
close. You were
to. You think you'd be able to make cocaine in Australia. You got like the heat in the jungle areas, and
I'm dobbing myself in here, but it's very expensive in Australia.
yeah, I hear.
Not that I know of. Not that I bought any.
Call the
like, or
police!
anything like that.
Swarm!
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Jeez,
Well,
and they're
that's why
sending
it's
the
so
ICE agents
expensive.
to Los Angeles. They should be here
they
getting
should
your
be
ass out of here.
considering
now.
Australia. There you
Jeez
go. So-
Louise. Okay,
But,
back to Bond. What do we got here? Where did I stop? Okay. In the fifth most critically acclaimed Bond film, Bond hints that he may be bisexual while being interrogated. What film is this?
It's a Daniel Craig movie. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Now I'm having Pierce Brosnan flashbacks.
Oh, I could see Pierce
No,
giving
it's a
guy
Daniel
a
Craig.
hand job.
It's a Daniel Craig,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's the one where
This is the fifth most critically acclaimed Bond film. Bond
Yeah.
hints he may be bisexual while being interrogated.
I know this one, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
It's kind of like one of my low-key
this-
favorite Bond moments.
So this is one of the problems with having rewatched them all back to back, like
'Cause
night
it's a
after
blur.
night after. Because then
Yeah.
with each actor is kind of a blur.
Yeah, it's like, what season does the Lannister kid die in? It's like, I don't know. I just binged the
somewhere
whole...
around the middle.
Yeah.
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 So the
Which
Daniel.
Lannister kid dies? What?
So-
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for
Yeah, yeah.
12-year-old
I'm only in
shows.
season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fourth season?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck. Oh, no.
I like how we went extra Australian there.
Yeah. He does that sometimes. Yeah.
So it's Daniel Craig, and it's the scene where he's about to be tortured, I believe.
He's sort of like, yeah,
He's like kind of
Yeah.
in a bad spot.
Yeah. So do you know what movie it is? Do you know who's torturing him? That'll help.
That's the thing. Is it Bardome or is it, you know what I mean? Is Javier Bardome? So is it Skyfall?
You got it. Slow ass fucking set of. Yeah, Skyfall is where we learn Bond shoots both ways.
Wow, I thought it was more of a.
I thought he was just toying
He
back.
was
or
just
something.
he's being playful.
Probably trying to get out of getting fingered.
He'll do
by
anything
Javier
for His
Bardem.
Majesty's crown.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It's all in the line of duty.
Johnny,
Yeah.
who is the first Australian to go to space?
Oh. Buzz Wackadoo. No idea.
It's a trick question. They are banned from going to space.
Russell
Really?
Crowe.
Yes, they're all on bar watch, but for the
I didn't know
States.
Bar Watch actually is just like, and also banned
Yes.
from any jobs in
That's
NASA.
right.
ever.
Yeah. What else?
It's,
do we
it's
have?
not Russell.
It's not
He
Russell.
wants to go.
No, you're thinking of first Australian to ascend into heaven with his glorious singing voice.
Yes.
Right.
That's what you're thinking. Yeah, that must be what you're. Okay, back to Bond. What is considered to be the most violent Bond film? What is widely considered to be the most violent James Bond film? And who played him?
Is it Quantum of Solace?
It's not. But why do you think Quantum of Solace is?
So Quantum of Solace stood out as basically a revenge movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very action-packed. It kind of got panned because it didn't follow the formula.
Right.
But in rewatching it, you're
did
like,
feel
oh my
different.
God, it's just a fast, like, edge of your seat, just like fight after fight after fight.
Right.
But I guess you're looking for numbers of people killed.
It's just how gruesome it is. It's like
gruesome it
considered
is.
like the goriest and like nastiest Bond film.
Really?
And you know what?
See,
you at the gym kind of talked to me about this.
I was leaning towards Casino Royale in my head just for that torture scene that
where
they
he's
do with the
whipping his nuts.
Yeah, like I thought maybe that
Right,
would
like something like
but
that.
if you say gory, then
So
yeah, that's my...
Timothy Dalton kills a lot of people
Okay.
in License to Kill.
You got it. License to
Nice.
Kill,
Nice.
Timothy
Nicely
Dalton.
done.
Yeah, it's no contest when people are asked about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty, apparently.
I'm doing good.
Killing it.
I think you are doing
Pat
good.
myself on
Somebody
the-
call the cops.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
And let the viewers know I do not have a phone in my hand.
No, he does not. This is called this is OG thinking right
He doesn't
now.
even own a phone.
No,
at all.
he
Oh
do-
wait, no, there it is. That's it.
He is using Neuralink though. He's,
Yeah, I can't wait.
He's got Tesla stock up the ass. So,
Yeah.
Johnny, what's the best-selling beer in Australia?
Toeies blow.
I was gonna say Tui's, but then VB.
Gesundheit.
Surely.
VB.
VB. Victoria Bitter.
Stubby.
Is it?
Yes, I would have accepted that, or also
Forex
meth
gold.
again. One of the two answers.
The meth
Yes.
beer.
You guys both did pretty good. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right,
Appreciate it.
that's all I got for today, folks.
That's the funnest thing I've done all week. Just
Yeah?
so you know.
Well, fuck,
Yeah.
I wish I wrote more of them. Ron owns a gym. You
Yeah.
knew that
I did know that.
because Johnny wants to. He's
Thankless
constantly
business.
trying to touch my body.
Thankless.
I say,
yeah.
Body by Ron.
I missed the gym yesterday, and that's 6 years now. Actually, it's been a while. So
All right, that was good. You got me on that one, buddy.
But tomorrow's a new
tomorrow's
day.
definitely the
Yeah.
day.
Tomorrow's a new
You know
day.
what? Wait till January. Make it your next resolution.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Tomorrow's
halfway
a new
through the
day.
year now.
It's gonna fly by.
Where,
What's
where
the
my
fucking
apartment
point?
is situated, by the way, is there is a 24-hour gym that I am signed up for. I do have a membership.
Oh, nice.
And a little bit further past the gym, like in more walking distance, is my favorite pizza place. So I often have
tend
the
to go
moment
past
of I
the
have
gym
to walk past the
to
gym
go to the pizza
to go
place.
pick up my pizza and then walk past it again, and
That's
it just mocks me.
the most
both
Australian
times.
thing I've ever heard.
It's like,
Do you feel like? Oh, go on.
One of my favorite stats is 99% of Australians live within like a mile of the beach.
yep.
And I'm like, oh, they must all just be so fit.
Nope.
And they're just like,
I've seen Johnny in a pair of shorts once.
and then you
in the
see
12 years.
and
I've
then
known
you
him.
see the stats and like America's the fattest country, but Australia's getting fat the fastest.
Yes, that's very true.
That's impressive.
Their obesity
They're having
level-
a fatness explosion.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
trying to catch the states.
Right. I heard Japan too because there's so many fast food joints
The
now.
McDonald's are just
yeah,
like crazy
McDonald's
there now.
are crushing them. Oh,
Sugary
Yeah.
drinks is massive in Australia. Like
Yeah.
our whole, like we'll have a whole shopping aisle that's like fully from one end to the other, just
Yeah.
all different types.
You
of
would think, like,
soft drink, as we
Wouldn't
call
like
it, but
Gatorade
like,
be
like,
the best selling drink in Oz?
Nope.
Because like, aren't you constantly like?
It's what
we
plants
sell
crave.
out of like
What's that?
It's what plants crave.
yeah, that's right. It's got electrolytes.
Yeah, you guys are watering your plants with like warm Pepsi.
Yeah.
But I used to work at a supermarket, and the amount of 2-liter pop I would stock on the shelf literally was insane. By how much would just be.
Do you guys call it pop in Oz?
No, it's soft drink.
Oh, soft
soft
drink.
drink.
See,
Which I've
that's
heard as
that's
well.
dumber.
I'm fully on soda.
Soda or pop.
Yeah, I've removed pop. As you know, I'm trying
connoisseur.
to. Yeah.
So
exactly, yeah.
why did you take pop up? Was it too Western Canadian?
Yeah, it sounds like trash to me.
Sounds like you're
and
a
I'm
hockey
an
player.
enlightened, fancy actor boy now.
Right. So you say soda.
Well, like, the movies yesterday, and I'm with my friend Kevin, and we go to the concession, and I'm like, I'll just get a large soda. And he gives me like a soda.
Like, are you reading a script written by an American?
Yeah.
They don't have large LaCroix over there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
LaCroix is dog shit, okay? LaCroix sucks. It has barely any flavor. You got to get the Zevia soft drinks. If you want something that has like no artificial colors and it's essentially nothing but with no caffeine, even the Zevia.
I'm a bubbly boy.
That's very
You're Vancouver. A bubbly boy?
I'm a bubbly
you
boy,
guys are so downtown Vancouver.
I know. We're so fucking fancy. Yeah. Johnny with his Bass Pro Shop.
You put on your Artrix jacket to go to the corner store.
There's a huge one of those.
Swear.
There's one opening up across from an Arc'teryx opening up across from
Is that how you say it? I don't even know how to say it.
I don't know.
I live in the suburbs.
What a bad name for a company. I'm just shitting on companies that are very successful.
Arc'teryx?
Like a boardroom had to be like, yeah, that's the one. The name
and
no
then
one
our
can
logo's
say.
going to be a dinosaur bird?
Yeah.
The aristocrat.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because if you want to fade away into obscurity.
We're Jurassic Park fans or something?
Yeah,
I don't
know. Clever girl was not the woman who came up with the name Arc'teryx.
Yeah.
I saw 28 Years Later yesterday.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Yeah.
I heard there's zombie cocks.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of... Yeah, there's like alphas in it. And those are like big zombies who are tougher to kill, which every zombie like property has now, like for Last of Us and everything. But yeah, they're all completely naked, which makes sense. It would be weird if they all had like their parkas on and some shit like that. But the alphas obviously have just big swinging penises. So yeah, zombie cocks are in it. Not only that, zombie pregnancies are in it as well.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That happened in that Dawn of the... What's the one over there in Las Vegas? And they got to break into that. It's got Dave Bautista.
Oh, there's zombie
Don't they have a
pregnancies
zombie
in that
baby
one?
in that one, I thought.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh, no. Sorry. The original... the original...
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
remake.
Dawn of the Dead remake. That's where I'm...
The girl gives birth to one. Yeah.
Girl gives birth to a zombie
It's funny
baby.
going back to that, and Ty Burrell from Modern Family's in that. He's just like doing coke and like fucking girls, and I'm like, the Modern Family guy is doing this shit. That's crazy.
That was a great remake.
I love that. Yeah. You know what's crazy about that? So forever ago, I went to go see that movie, the girl that I was dating, and
hand job.
The theater was too full, unfortunately, for that.
Make him watch.
It's never too full.
Make him watch.
You know where I go for that is, oh, wait a minute, I've got just.
I have a horrible story that I shouldn't tell.
This is the only edit he's going to make in this is when he hasn't got his thing.
That I shouldn't tell.
Okay, I'll tell this and we'll see if it inspires you after. Because this one's not so bad. But like, I never ate seafood when I was younger, and for some reason I had shrimp pasta right before this movie.
Did you shit your pants?
I wish I shit my pants. That would have been so much easier. So
goddamn peed my pants.
I was always like pranking this girl too, and then we go see the movie and then we leave, and I'm like, I don't feel so good. And then I went to the washroom and I looked at myself and I was like, I just looked completely pale and like under my eyes looked like green. And I'm like, something looks wrong with me. And so I go back out and she just thinks I like put makeup on in the bathroom or something. And then I'm like, no, I seriously don't feel good. And it's like, it's just like very much like you're trying to pretend you have the zombie virus or whatever. And she's all freaked out. And then we get to her place and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. I think I have to be sick. And just like didn't believe me. And I was barfing and shitting my guts out for like an hour straight. And it took like over an hour for her to like, I'm dying. Like I actually need like a Gatorade to go like the hospital or something. But I did it to myself because I'm an asshole. Yeah.
Great date.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ended with not the bodily fluid that one is hoping for.
No,
not the hospital.
Not the
coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up.
That was just for you, Ron.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. You would think that I've also got
having sex with a woman and coming.
So that did not happen.
He
This
just
is
needs to
the
stay
most-
with a woman,
yeah.
not anything else.
Most juvenile thing.
Okay, I gotta
I've done all
pause because
week.
I gotta pee, and then we'll see if Ron wants to tell the story. Hold on, I'm
goodness,
pausing.
it's not that big of a deal. You can't make a big deal out of it.
And we're back. And as a courtesy to my guests and your time, I did not wash my hands afterwards.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Just want you guys
Spread
to
it
know,
around.
respect your time. Spread it around.
Spread it around.
Spread it around. What are some things about like owning a gym? Because to me, owning a gym seems like my friends who like started running and owning a bar And all of a sudden there's all these like, oh, I never thought that would be a fucking thing that I'd have to do. Yeah. So what were like the weird surprises of owning a gym where you're like, oh, this is my problem now too?
Getting people to wash their hands after pee. This is the number one.
Be surprised.
Yeah. The communal ShamWow is there for people to use.
Just you have to stick to your guns. So one of my favorite lines is, if you try to be good for everyone, you'll be great for nobody. So you just have to remember what you're doing.
That's why Johnny tries to be great for no one. And that's a spectacular way to...
So you're always going to have complainers no matter what you do. Like if you put this in your gym, people go, oh my goodness, that's awesome. And then someone's going to go, where's the old one?
Right. Yeah.
I like the old one better. It's like, well, the old one was welded twice and we finally got rid of it. Well, I like the old one better. And you're just always going to like have people complain no matter what. You're dealing with the public. It's just a lot like the bar. No matter what you do, you could, bring in all new chairs.
Yeah.
Get these new chairs. And then people go, where's the old chairs? Like, fuck. Just like,
I loved my chair.
I love my old chair, so there's you just like that sort of stuff. Non-stop maintenance.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we got a great community at our gym. People put their weights away pretty good and everything. Like, we're definitely on the upside with like the people we have. We've cultivated a really great crowd at our gym. So that's cool. But just the amount of money that goes through your hands and out in like taxes and expenses and it's just amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. It's definitely not an easy business,
No.
Like gyms are on the list with like restaurants and bars and like tanning salons.
Don't do it.
A lot of them don't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so we're going into year 8, so we're really happy that we're kicking.
Congratulations!
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah, but you'd never own a bar.
So the joke is, it's like you'll hear Bill Burr say a sitcom is like a boat. You don't want one of your own. You just want to go on your friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I feel like that's podcasting as well. If only someone else had me on every week.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not that I edit or put any work into these whatsoever.
Yeah. I used to joke that like if I would have known then, I would have never opened a gym. You know what I mean? But now you're like, it's awesome.
Well, that was like filmmaking, because I remember when we made our first movie, it was so fucking insanely difficult, and we didn't know how tough it would be, and it like took years off of our life.
And then you get that point of no return, so you have to finish it.
It's like the old, if you're going through hell, keep going, because like it was so tough, and we wanted to quit so bad that quitting made no sense. Like, if that makes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm like, this can't have been
you
for
need
nothing.
Something to show for your
even
efforts.
if they were like, you have to continue, but you'll lose your other arm, it'd be like, what if I stop? I lost the first arm for nothing. Like, it's just insane. But with the chance of I've lost the metaphor here. Getting 2 bionic arms at the end. Terrible metaphor.
Terrible.
I will edit this out. But no, it's just was so, you don't know how tough it's going to be. And that's
analogies that go nowhere are your specialty.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah. Thank you.
Did owning a gym get easier after a couple of years, or is it still come with challenges?
The challenges just change. I mean, you do your 10,000 unpaid hours in the first 4 years, and then you finally have enough staff that you don't have to like work there anymore.
Right.
And so that gets easier.
Did you know every like, oh, it's that kind of guy at the gym, like before you owned one, or now owning one, are you able to like categorize I knew, gym personalities?
I knew all the, I've been in the gym for so long myself that I knew all the characters. I knew the cast of characters that you're going to get.
What type of guy were you? Like, what would, if people who didn't know you, like saw you train every day, they'd be like, there's Ron, he's like this type of guy.
So I was like the super hardcore, serious bodybuilder that is like, training as hard as he possibly can, and he makes some noise, but he puts his weights away because he's respectful.
I like that.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's a kind mutant.
Yeah, so I used to get like other guys used to say like, I got in trouble for making noise on the squat rack. How come you never get in trouble? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm nice to everybody.
There's a difference between like, get the fuck out of my way.
Big muscles, but a heart of gold.
I try to like overcompensate by being really nice to the front desk people and saying hi to the manager, and then I go like kind of make a bit of a scene in the gym.
Just so you know, it's going to sound like I'm shitting myself in about 5 minutes. I hope you're having a lovely day.
So, I'd have
not, I swear I'm not.
Super intense workouts, but also smile at people and make sure, I was that guy. Yeah.
But you also worked in the bars for a super long time, which is what Johnny and I also, the three of us all have in common.
You get that customer service ability to like, it's a people business,
Would you mind telling the story of the time that
He got a hand job in a cinema. We're still missing
no,
that one.
he can't narrow down his top 5 for that one. Ron's been jacked in more cinemas than, I don't even know it, who's that woman?
People have got jacked in his gym.
She did it at Beetlejuice. Fuck, I blew this joke. Anyway, the time someone stole your clothes or whatever?
Oh, I can't tell that story.
Okay, that one's off limits.
Well, someone stole my jacket at the bar once.
Oh, that's a different story than I know.
Oh.
I'm talking about the time that your clothes got stolen from like a laundry machine.
Yeah, so okay, well, yeah, so you're talking about where we used to live in Edmonton.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and we were living in an apartment building that had a laundry room.
Oh, okay.
So you're sharing the laundry with, everyone else on your floor or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went in there and all my clothes were gone. Like a whole laundry load out of the dryer. It's gone. I'm like, well, that sucks. And then, so I kind of went around and knocked on my neighbor's doors. I'm like, hey, did anyone grab a hamper full of laundry and maybe haven't folded it yet?
Anyone have a quadruple XL hoodie?
Don't realize they got a bunch of stuff that, I thought that might have happened. Like someone's roommate goes and grabs I gotta take this stuff out of the dryer and they don't think or whatever. And everyone's like, no. And then the one lady downstairs, she's like, I saw that weird guy from across the parking lot that lives in those other condos.
Okay.
He delivers like the Sunday, those stupid little newspapers that nobody fucking reads.
Right.
But he goes, he has a key to the building and he gets in and puts the papers he's like the delivery guy.
Okay.
And I saw him in the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lead.
Oh, yeah.
Detective Ron is on the case.
And let's just say it was like a low income apartment building across
the undesirables.
The undesirables on the other side of the fence.
Right. Yeah.
There's a fence that you have to go through.
No, we don't go over to that side of the road.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go over and knock on this guy's door because it was like a townhouse.
Oh, okay. So you could go to his actual door.
I'm just going to go up and knock on this guy's door and just say, hey, did you grab some laundry out of there? I thought, and I was still.
Are you giving him the benefit of the doubt?
So I'm still benefit of the doubt because I'm thinking okay, these people live in this sort of rough building. Mm-hmm. Maybe their laundry's broken.
Right.
And he And he thought, well, I got a key to that building. Maybe I can get in there and do our laundry in there.
Very
so I was being I'm still very benefit of the doubt.
Like I said, big muscles, heart of gold.
Yeah, heart of gold.
Big muscles, heart of gold.
So, and I mean, back in these days, I was big. I was 300-pound days, right? So I go knock on this door and this woman answers. And I'm like, hey, just curious. I know your husband, I was guessing.
Right.
I know he has a key to our building and I'm just wondering if you guys maybe used our laundry and maybe if any of my laundry got mixed in with any of your laundry. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering if you got a hamper full that you haven't folded yet, or just letting you know that I'm missing a bunch of shirts and stuff. And her face just drops. And I'm like, oh shit, what just happened? And I see these kids running around. There's a teenager and a young kid running around. And she goes, just a second. And I'm like, oh no. And then she's like, Jerry.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh
I just need to express to the viewers that Ron's facial expressions in telling this story are peak fantastic.
Oh no.
Showing the drop of the face.
I'm about to witness a domestic, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everyone comes to the front door and I'm confronted with this family staring at me. And she's like, this man is missing some clothing. And I'm like, oh shit. And he kind of goes, oh. And then all of a sudden
this is not her teenage son she's yelling at. This is her husband.
And all of a sudden the kids look like they're disappointed. And I'm like, oh no, this is terrible. And then all of a sudden she looks at the one teenager and she's like, go get that stuff. And I'm
my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And then it's a family thievery.
Yeah. And then this kid comes down the stairs with a stack of shirts, and I can tell they're all my shirts. I'm like, oh no, what the fuck? And then she's like, I know there's some other stuff. And all I really cared about was my favorite flannel shirt that had the sleeves cut off at the elbow. It was one of my favorite workout shirts.
Yeah, because if you lose a load of laundry, there's probably two things where you're like, God damn, I missed those.
You don't want the underwear back.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
I don't No. And then I had an End of Days Arnold Schwarzenegger End of Days t-shirt.
End of Days.
Having sex with a woman.
Yes. I I had this end of days shirt that I got because I went to the premiere with like a special ticket.
No
and
way.
I got an end of days t-shirt.
Is that the one where he's like never mind.
Yeah.
It's like Constantine, but with Arnold.
It's like around 2000, like
Right.
right around there. And I wanted that end of days shirt back because it was like kind of a kick-ass t-shirt.
That's cool.
But a 3-month-year-old was swaddled in it.
Yeah, they're swaddling a baby in it, and you know,
There's spittle on your
teenage daughter sleeping in it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
She goes down to her knees.
Yeah.
And she hands me this stack of shirts, and I felt like I was coming and taking away their fake Christmas.
Oh,
I
brutal.
felt like the dad like stole this stuff and then like
Right.
distributed
Gave it out
it
to
amongst the
everyone.
family, and I just
And
showed
you're
up and
Scrooge.
and then she's like, I'll figure out I'm like, I don't need the rest. I'm fine. And I just took the stack of shirts because I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, I got to get the fuck out of here. And I just left. And that was the last I ever saw them. Yeah.
So,
Also, can I just say that I'm going to be an absolute coward about this, but if you showed up on my door and knocked and was like, hey, I'm missing laundry, even if I hadn't stolen, I'd be like, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of shirts
got a
for
Dr.
you. Yeah,
Pepper
here you
shirt
go.
you
Like,
can
yeah,
have.
please take it. Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, they're all
days?
size medium, but no, go for it. There we go. So
I have an S Club 7 shirt you can have. It's
it's old
sort of the same.
Spice Girls t-shirt.
I'd be like, oh, sure, it's my laundry, but you can just have it. Don't worry. Take it.
Yeah, I felt terrible. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
rough. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
But hey, do you still have that shirt?
No.
Oh.
No. Long time ago.
There's a 27-year-old in Edmonton running around running in an
It's a baby
invitation.
wrapped in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have got Arnold to sign it this year. You saw him a few months ago, right?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to actually meet Arnold and like take pictures with him and talk to him for a minute or two each time. And
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
He's cool.
Heck
I
yeah.
like that dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his doc on Netflix. That one's good.
It's great. You know, people ask me, have you ever been starstruck? And I've met all sorts of like people because I've met a lot of my heroes from
Right.
the bodybuilding world. And I've met some cool musicians. Like I met Gord Downey.
Right.
And like I talked to Gord Downey at the luggage carousel for like 10 minutes one time at the
nice.
airport.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the Bruins had just won the cup. And he's a Bruins fan, right? He was a Bruins fan.
shit.
And I was a Bruins fan. So like I was like, hey, the Bees. And he had a Bruins hat on. And I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to Gord
That's
Downey.
fun that you actually have something to talk to him about
Yeah.
instead of just like, I love you and like weird about.
you
No
know.
one
So
wants
I
to
was
hear
like,
that.
hey, man, like, you know, how about them bees? I said,
Yeah.
and he goes, oh, it was awesome. You know,
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
started talking
yeah.
about the Bruins and so that was cool. But, you know, when I got to like have a conversation with Arnold, because I got to take my picture with him a few times. And then like the fourth time I met him, I got to have a conversation with him. And that was weird. Just watching his face talk to you.
Right.
It's just like, yeah.
You're like, oh, I've only seen this on a movie theater.
Like he's
screen
talking
before.
to you and you're looking at him and you're trying to pay attention.
Yeah.
But then you're also just like, his mouth is moving.
That's fucking awesome.
He's speaking to me.
Yeah. Oh, he has teeth and
Yeah, like in like you
you're
know,
looking at details on
and
his
like
face.
he hasn't shaved in a couple days, so he's kind of got like a bit of like
Yeah.
and you're just like trying to pay attention, and like it's really weird.
It's surreal. Hey?
Yeah.
That must be extra crazy for you because, like, if Johnny and I were to meet, like, because Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie star, but he's also your bodybuilding hero.
Yeah, like he also
He's
just my
two
whole
different-
life,
your whole world, and like you love movies and you love bodybuilding.
Yeah, so like he's a double famous, you
Yeah,
know. And then like I read his books and stuff, like you know the one called Total Recall, which is like his whole life.
Yeah.
Basically, I read that. And
That's like when Johnny met Harvey Weinstein. It's like he
Yeah,
loves
like
him because he's a
legend.
filmmaker,
Yeah,
and
like-
also
and
you know some
also
other
'cause of the
some
raping.
other.
yeah.
He what? What did he
Wait
do?
a minute, what did he do? that sweet old man with the walker.
That's like one of my favorite.
Burning my Weinstein company
That's like one of
shirt
my
now.
favorite
That's it.
Oh, the Norm
favorite
joke?
Norm Macdonald bits with when he's just Jerry in the
Yeah.
car and he's like, you know, they say the hypocrisy is the worst thing, but I think it's the raping.
Yeah.
It's like that's the best.
Damn, I miss Norm.
Yeah.
Norm
Yeah.
clips are still like absolutely. My algorithm is just lousy with Norm.
I have a
clips still.
friend where we almost exclusively just send Norm clips
Yeah.
to each other. Yeah. And I know
good
we've all
stuff.
seen them already, but just here's a reminder.
Yeah. The Nothing Special was his last special, and I'm like, how did no one think of that name for a special until like 2 years ago, like or
Yeah.
whatever when he named it the Nothing Special?
Yeah.
like Nothing Special. That's great.
Yeah.
You think that would have been plucked by now? No.
I know
like-
it's one of the most famous bits, but if like the moth joke ever pops up
yeah.
on like your thread, I'll watch it to the end.
That's
every
10
time.
minutes sunk
like, I'm
away.
going
It's
It's only a
up.
20-second joke, but you know, you saw the story of how he
Yeah.
stretches it out. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like, we need you to do 2 segments of the show.
Like,
now.
I don't have 7 minutes.
When you're watching movies, are you like, this guy's on gear? this guy's on the gear? Can you just tell? Or no? Is it always like a maybe not? Maybe he's just got good genetics.
It doesn't
like,
cross my mind automatically because I like live in that world,
right?
You know,
so you're not looking for like who is.
No,
who
I'm not like
right?
looking like trying. Like I'm not like a detective, but I definitely certain movies. I'm like, oh, this guy like he like got ready for this movie,
right?
Like this actor didn't look like this before, so he obviously trained like for a whole year for this movie,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you see some of the stuff Jake Gyllenhaal's done. Like Southpaw, he like literally boxed and got punched in the head and like did all that. I mean, you know how to like devote yourself to a role, you know? And so just in case you didn't know, Danny has like done character studies on how to be a podcaster.
Yeah, that's right.
So a real Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, real Daniel Day-Lewis of podcasters.
I've been watching Alex Cooper for years now.
So, you know, and then, you know, if you watch the new Roadhouse, Jake like
he's
looks
kicking some
awesome
ass in it, right?
And like he looks great. Like he obviously busted his ass to like train and diet and everything like that. But I don't really like, I hear other people like, oh, I think that guy took steroids for that movie. I'm like, oh yeah, well, he probably did.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
you
He's
do
over
realize they get paid millions of dollars.
Right,
like,
hey,
do you want to do 12 weeks of Anavar for $5 million?
Fuck yeah.
It's like, yes, I do.
Side effects include a new house in Malibu.
Yeah, side effects include like millions of dollars of and another job right after this one.
Yeah, that's right. And being on the cover of Men's Health looking like a beast for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and all these girls wanting to bang you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds awful. I'm not
Having
for
sex
it.
With,
Wait a minute. Where did you go,
having
Arnold?
sex with
Oh, fuck, whatever. It's
Women. I'll finish it for him.
No, thank you. What was that? Because it's funny how
I like how nothing really works.
I know. Like this is this the only thing I'm supposed to be
having
good at?
sex with a woman and coming.
Now we go. Fucking piece of shit. See, this is because I've got the Zoom P4 pod track recorder. If I had the Rode Rodecaster 2 that I wanted,
it wouldn't be happening.
No, my life would be set. Everything would be fine if I had
Just start
that.
a GoFundMe and let's just see what happens.
But that's part of the
No one's
charm of
gonna
the
give me
podcast. If you had the Road King or whatever, then your podcast would be less interesting because there would be no mistakes. And you are
no, because
really,
I'd still have Matt and Johnny on all the time, so I'd still have mistakes, and I'd still be the host. So,
right? Plenty of other mistakes.
And if you had the Road King, it just would, wouldn't it just assault Joe Rogan later on, like after
the Liver King, the Road King,
Yes.
You got to be careful about eating too many testicles. You may attack Spotify's richest man.
Yes.
It was pretty wild. I saw him. I saw a clip of him like doing one of his videos where he's like threatening to fight him, and he's just like
I saw the
crawling on. He's like doing like the
monkey
crawl.
really weird stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the video of him getting arrested today.
Yeah, me too.
Had his hands behind his
I was
back.
like, oh, that's not him because I didn't show his face. And then the next clip was the stuff he was saying to Joe Rogan. I'm like, never mind, that was him getting arrested. It's very much Macho Man Randy Savage at his most coked up, like talking about what he's gonna do to Hulk Hogan.
I like how short the news cycle is. It's like World War III, Liver King tries to kill Joe Rogan.
literally.
Right. Everyone just moved on.
There was someone tweeted recently. They're like, "Hey, have we all forgotten that those two Democrat senators got like
murdered,
assassinated, and like it just
political assassination?
We've just like literally just gone, oh well, on we move. Like we found the guy, he's arrested. Like this is no big deal.
He was a loony. Here's his past tweets. He slowly lost his mind and he went and did this.
We're like, oh, another one of those guys.
Oh well.
Like I couldn't tell you the names of any of the guys who like shot at Trump, but it's like that week you knew, but now it's just been memory hold, as they say.
Yeah.
I also don't know how to do math, but I don't know if that's related at all. I've forgotten math. I have no decorum or manners anymore.
I fully believe that as you learn new stuff, it pushes out something important. So all the other you'll learn something stupid, like a fact about should say stupid, but you'll learn a fact about James Bond, but that pushes out like your 9 times tables or something.
There's only so much room, and they say once you know 1,000 people or something like. Do you see that study?
No.
They say it's like a room for about 1,000 people, like names and faces.
Right.
And once you kind of hit your Rolodex, you start to forget people, and they do think that's how it works.
For me, that number's about 85.
For me, that number's 8. If they're not in the room with me, unfortunately,
that's like the estimated number. Like if you've never really had drugs and alcohol involved in your life,
right?
But then like so that's not a normal person.
Yeah,
right.
No.
That's a theoretical laboratory number.
That's right.
Yeah.
But most of us are lab rats.
Yes.
Yeah, are constantly being pumped full of drugs. It's funny because it's like, you know, computers just feel more like a human brain all the time because, like, you get a laptop and it works perfectly and it's like a brand new person. And then as time goes on, the software updates for it make it work even better. But then towards the end of its life cycle, it has done so much and has so much information in it that it slows down. So it's just like offering up apps and opening and closing programs. And it's like, what are you talking about, Grandpa? Like, we haven't been there since 1992. And then it's like, we need a new one. And
it's totally clogged with little clips from your phone that keep getting uploaded to it, and you don't.
Porn from LimeWire that destroys your computer.
You absolutely put that old computer in a retirement home, which is a closet somewhere, because you don't want to throw it out because it has so much valuable information, but you don't want to look at it. You want the new thing, by the way. It's like,
should we go visit the old computer and look at the pictures they have?
There might be one song I want to take off that.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually have an old iPad recently that I just ordered. It had like the big long rectangle charger.
Oh,
and I just had to order that off Amazon because I want to boot it up and be
I've still got an old phone.
On this old iPad that I.
What was your favorite pre-smartphone phone that you owned before iPhones?
I had a Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
I had a silver Samsung, like this back in the 3-letter typing.
Yeah,
days.
T9.
I don't know if it was a T9.
No, T9 was the system.
Oh, the system, right.
Where you had to learn how to type. Isn't that crazy how we all
knew that
learned
language.
a different keyboard?
Yeah.
And that was it? I don't know where that came from.
My oldest sister was insane with texting. Like, she definitely
with
grew
T9?
up in that, like, Nokia 3210. Like, you know, you press the 7 4 times to get a T, and that was there was no auto, you know, making words. It was like, you have to do it letter by letter.
Yeah.
That classic Motorola. That the little
Razor?
I'm not sure. It wasn't a flip phone.
Oh, okay.
It was just like a one-piece, durable. You know,
right.
Looked real tough. You could.
Both my favorite pre-iPhone phones were Samsung silver flip phones, and one just looked really cool. And then the next one I got had the icon on the front was actually a little screen and could like tell you if you got a notification or not. But it was the first phone that me or any of my friends had that could play pretty decent MP3s. And I remember I got Big Papa by Notorious B.I.G. to be my ringtone.
No way. Okay.
And everyone's like, wait, that's the actual song with the lyrics. Because normally it's like, ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, and it's
everyone had the Beverly Hills Cop theme because it was just the best theme.
Right. Also, you can play it on the xylophone and put it in the shittiest wave format file ever. But yeah, those ones were pretty sick.
Yeah. I remember I had a Sony once. Mm-hmm. And you know, Sony tries to do their own format for everything.
Right.
So they had like an MP3 format of their own. Right.
God,
so I had to like convert everything to put it on there.
That's the worst. Yeah.
It was the worst.
It's like, you know, constantly changing like how you charge your phone and all that shit.
Yes.
That's so annoying. All the cables.
I was looking up what type of Nokia that I used to have because I remember in my high school, someone got the first like color screen Nokia phone, and like we lost our minds. We were like, "What? It's in color?
Yeah!
Like, oh my god, this is technology! Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
For a country without traffic lights, it was very important.
I saw like I can't remember now who it was, but I follow a bunch of those, you know, screenwriter movie type things on Instagram, and it was like a little interview with someone, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I was writing the screenplay because I had this idea in my head for a story, but the story only worked if smartphones didn't."
Oh, that's everything I write now.
Right? So like I had to like write it in 2002 because they needed to have a phone, but they couldn't have a smartphone, or else they would have been able to like call for help. So I had to like
it solves too many problems.
It solves too many problems. So I had to like time period it. And then I had to like remember like, shit, what were we doing in 2002? Like, what were we listening to? And I had to like go back and research like, you know, it was just interesting because
it was funny. I swear I remember seeing something else about like similar style, like Men in Black works so well because it's like, oh yeah, aliens can be hidden. But nowadays it's like, well, that would never happen because everyone would pull out their phone and take a picture of it, and you have to like have something that wipes the phone as well as memories. You just watch a guy use
like the flashy thing. Be like, what the fuck did that guy do to those people?
Yeah. Someone would catch it.
Psyops.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we're talking Joe Rogan stuff here.
Now.
This is basically the Joe Rogan experience.
Almost.
I think it is.
But better because we have Bond and Australia quizzes. Yeah.
You did well.
Thank you.
I learned something.
Yeah, that meth is the best-selling beer in Australia.
Well, they don't call it meth; they call it gawi.
Gowie.
That's true. Yeah.
Is that slang for meth in Oz?
Gowie.
Yep. Gowie.
Gowie.
Or speed.
Oh, gowie.
Speed as well. Yeah.
Speed. We're still trying to figure out what...
I like speed was so 70s. That's what they called it in the 70s. And then it got like badly branded as meth.
Right.
Makes it sound
Jerks.
so evil.
Yeah, it's just speed.
Just speed.
Just a little pep in your step.
A little something that Lemmy
Dr.
takes before.
Pepper,
Yeah.
Coke Zero.
You know?
I mean, like,
That
what's so
Lemmy
bad about
takes,
getting
you know?
a little extra
speed.
Yeah, well, he loved
gonna
his
get
speed,
there
right?
if
He loved his speed. Like
Yeah.
he used to say, like, you know?
He would just fully be like, I'm into speed.
Oh, yeah, Lemmy he loved speed. He was a speed guy his whole life, you know?
On that note, other Australian terms for drugs, ecstasy pills were called bickies, like short for biscuits.
But
and
don't
you'd be like,
doesn't-
you on the bickies, mate?
Doesn't
Like,
Mr. In-Between eat Bickies and Mr. In-Between?
So bickies is like what
biscuit.
is a biscuit, but then people, because they're little pills, people be like, you on the bickies, mate? Like you're taking little bickies. So
What else?
That was a big,
What else?
That's a good
There
one.
must be weird ones for weed. Me and my friends had weed-specific terms in my high school that I didn't know weren't universal terms for weed.
Oh, okay, like what?
Like it must have been code that one kid made up, but then every kid said it. But we would say we're gonna bun when we're like, "What are you doing?" And it must have been so we could be on the phone with our parents and be like, "Are you guys bunning?" And so I didn't know that bunning wasn't
I never
like
even
no
heard of
one
that.
had ever said
That
that.
sounds-
And then we had a bunch of other dumb ones, but bunning was really like I thought that was like.
Yeah, I've never heard
everywhere
that before.
like blazing, and we'd say blaze too, but that one's like you can figure it out pretty
Right.
You want to blaze, you want to bun, you want to
There's weed and bush.
smoke marijuana.
What
we
about
would say.
skunk? Do Aussies still say
Yeah,
skunk?
they still say
Skunk.
that a little bit but they'd refer to like bad weed as bush because it's been grown in the bush.
Oh,
Like,
right.
it's like it's
Bush
not.
weed.
Yeah, so
And then
that's bush
skunk,
weed, but like
skunk,
it's just bush.
Skunk
like,
was good hydro.
yeah, skunk was good hydro.
That's the
so-
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people
right.
be like, I can get you weed, but it's just bush. And people are like,
I'll take bush. Yeah, no skunk, just bush.
just bush.
I remember I lived with a guy. He was my manager, and he let me like crash with him. Mm-hmm. He was taking care of a house in the country, like 10 minutes out of town. And I had just gotten back from traveling, and I was going to start working at the bar again with him. And he's like, "Well, you can just crash with me. I'm taking care of this house." Mm-hmm. So I'm out there living with him, and it's like this big acreage. It was crazy. And these people are away on holidays or whatever. So, and Australia with their 10 poisonous snakes and their 10 most poisonous spiders, and nature wanting to kill you and all
Those
that.
are just our pets.
Yeah. So the first morning I'm there, I'm like, get up in the morning, and he's like kind of a hippie. He's got long hair. He's wearing a headband and a pair of Aussie Rules footy shorts, which are like short shorts.
Right.
And he just like, because he just walks around in nothing but short shorts all the time. Like it's just Aussies are shirtless half the time. They're all crazy. So he's just like in the kitchen shirtless with these short shorts and a headband on. He's like, I'm gonna go get some weed, and he just walks into the forest barefoot. Like barefoot, and I'm just like, oh, that looks like death.
Your drug dealer lives in the forest.
And then but there was some weed plants that were growing in the bush, like
naturally.
Yeah, well, like the owners had them out there, and
Oh,
they were
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
you can go break off a bud whenever you want, right?
Right.
So he just walks into the bush to get a bud, but I'm standing there with my Canadian brain, thinking, oh my god, he's barefoot and almost naked. And he's just in the bush, and it's like thick bush, like it's not like and it's
And of course, your first thought is, what if a spider bites your penis?
Yeah, like he's gonna die, you know. Of course, but he's
from
like
penis bites.
and he comes back with a little nugget, and grinds it up and rolls a morning joint for himself.
Sounds really peaceful.
And I said to him, like, are you afraid of spiders and snakes? He goes, well, are you afraid of bears every time you go outside? And I said, well, no. And he's like, yeah.
Actually, he'd probably have more risk putting shoes on that he's left outside of getting
Right.
bitten by a spider or
Right.
snake
Yeah,
than
yeah.
he would actually walking
Exactly.
barefoot through the bush. It's like,
I'm sure you guys heard this story a while ago. It's one of my all-time favorite headlines ever, but the headline from the BBC, Spider bites Australian man on penis again, from September 2016. A 21-year-old Australian tradesman has been bitten by a venomous spider on the penis for a second time. The man was using a portable toilet on a Sydney building site on Tuesday when he suffered a repeat of the incident 5 months ago. And then you can click that link because they already wrote about this happening to this guy.
God.
Jordan, who preferred not to reveal his surname, says he was bitten on pretty much the same spot by the spider.
Australians want to get famous for anything. They're like, oh, hey, I'm that guy that got bit twice on the dick.
It's not too hard to figure out who he is. His name is Jordan, and he's on a construction site.
Yeah, and he's the guy who's been bit on the dick twice.
There's not too
Both
many
of them in the
Jordans on
news.
construction
I was
sites.
sitting on the toilet doing my business, and I felt the sting that I felt the first time.
It was the same sting.
I was like, I can't believe it's happened again. I looked down and I've seen a few little legs come from around the rim.
That sentence is heavily edited for that article. He definitely said that totally different. He was like, I was sitting on the toilet doing a shit, and then this little critter came out of nowhere and
Felt him on the end of my dick.
It's like,
It was like a Black Widow the first time too, or something.
Man, red. We have red.
God, you gotta
spiders,
get your anti-venom pretty quick because that stuff will kill like tissue. It's like necrotic.
With the funnel web spider,
So
the one that lives in the holes in the ground.
Yeah.
They're like, you get bitten, you got like 20 minutes, if that. Like,
For what?
it's like
A brown recluse?
No, for a funnel web spider.
Oh, funnel
like you
web,
get
yeah.
bit by that, you've got like
pretty bad news.
20
I think their
minutes.
fangs can pierce human bone too.
Yeah,
Like they've got a
they're
really bad poison and a nasty
Like
bite.
you'll sit there and watch your skin rot like as you're going to the hospital. It's
Fuck
pretty,
those
pretty
things.
rough.
Can you guys hurry up?
It's like,
Yeah.
It's turning black now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
leg just
Not
fell off.
feeling,
The rest
not
is
feeling
creeping
so well.
Yeah. I bit my penis again. Fuck. It's the third time.
Like, well, after the first one,
By the way, if he got bitten by a funnel web, he's sticking his dick in holes. Like it's like how
Right,
they live in webbed holes in the ground, and they're like,
Would
Jordan
you-
just got bit again. I wonder what he's been
if you
doing.
got bit on the dick,
Yeah.
would you ever sit in a porta potty again?
No.
Oh, never.
Already taking a shit in a porta potty,
Yeah,
it's like,
first of
this is a
all.
risk. Doing it in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have questions. I don't know if that story's legit. You might
Yeah,
have made that
well,
up.
it's funny because this headline's from September 2016, and then below it they're like, more on this story. April 2016, spider bites Australian man on penis. So it made headlines the first time. This guy had to decide to be like, I should probably give them an update. Like, and then he doesn't want to give his last name. Like, you think the doctor in the hospital is just like, Jordan again? And then he's calling
Oh,
the
no.
fucking BBC.
By the way, just on your note of like never using a porta potty again, I now actually worry that the guy was like, did never use a porta potty again, but just hit that moment of pure desperation that he's like, oh man, I've got to go.
What
I'm
are the
gonna
odds?
Crap my pants.
What are the odds?
I really don't want to because of the last experience, but surely
Yeah.
it can't happen again. And
know.
he sat down and bang it.
A third time, this can't possibly happen. Well, we've covered all the news. Liver King, Australian penis bite man from 9 years ago. I don't know. What else?
Bond.
Anything to say, Arnold?
Coming in the gym, I'm getting the feeling of coming at home.
Okay.
How's that heel kick movie coming?
Oh, it'll be out pretty soon. Yeah.
I got a producer credit on that.
He did.
He did, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I got a
Ron's in
producer.
the movie. Yeah.
I'm in the movie, and
Ron's in both of my movies.
I'm in the movie, and I gave to the fund, the Make the Movie
That's
fund.
it. So did I. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt guilty. That's why. No, I didn't.
I was in a place in my life where I had an abundance of money, and I thought, how can I get
Let me
rid
guess.
of this
This
money?
is before you owned a gym, right?
Yeah.
Or any
And I thought,
cryptocurrency.
how can I
whatsoever.
fund this project?
Right. Next time you fund my project, you'll be giving me a bit of Bitcoin.
No, a very,
Put it towards the
but
lighting, kid.
To be fair, he did tell me Nicolas Cage was going to be in it, so
Yeah.
I thought it was probably going to.
Nick, he was. We just had to drop out.
It
last
just
year.
wasn't
He had,
that Nicolas Cage.
had Ghost Rider
yeah.
2 to make.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
couldn't make it that day.
This was a different famous Nicolas Cage. This guy had
Yeah.
been bit on the scrotum by a venomous snake twice.
Right.
That's why you may have heard of him.
Yeah.
Well, anything to... No one knows. Johnny's doing more Mech Warrior stuff.
I'm doing more Mech Warrior stuff. Not
awesome.
just for the one fan that might ever listen to this. It's not the same character, so don't get worried.
That's a video game?
It's a video game, yeah. So the last one I did, I played like the big villain and had the big boss fight at the end, which was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
What do you mean you played?
like I was playing the villain and then
What,
Like a
people-
mocap and everything
motion
and do the
capture and
voice and
voice
everything.
and stuff like
yeah.
that, so
like
like
getting
an
paid?
avatar.
Like-
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought maybe he just meant like cosplaying.
Oh no, I'd love to do that, but no.
So he's
It
like,
pretty much is
so you're
cosplaying. I'm
in a
just
studio like with like
in a studio with the
making-
dots and the big suit.
and they're using that voice.
Yeah, no, not this voice.
No.
I have to change the voice.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
By the
I
way,
can't
actually-
imagine any sort of villain in a game sounding like you.
The trailer for the game, I was like, where's Johnny in it? And then I'm like, that guy was you? is
Hey, everybody.
Really,
My favorite is, though, I keep testing him on set, and I'm always like, oh, hey, like an Australian mech warrior. And like I keep on trying to establish like some
But he's
Australian
Australian,
mech warrior
right?
that's like, oh no, my lasers aren't working or something like that. That's just, I keep on, he just has a giant boomerang that he like throws at other mechs and catches back again or something. Like,
it's not even a mech, like metal one. It's just a regular boomerang. They're like, you don't need to be in a $2 billion mech suit to do this, you realize.
There's a really quick joke for you. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
Let's see if I can guess this. A stick? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Go to Ron's gym, play Mech Warrior, and look out for Heel Kick coming out soon.
Coming out soon. I have one question. I have some friends that are hardcore gamers. I even have a buddy that has like a Twitch, and he's like a game streamer.
Yeah.
Only losers stream on Twitch, right, Summer? Anyway, go on.
So I'm considering starting to just play a game.
Fuck yeah.
Fortnite.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I'm like old school.
Right.
I'm the type of guy that wrapped like 100 Genesis games and like every Nintendo game and kind of get maybe
You would platinum this
the
shit.
last time I finished a game was like the original Halo.
So are you looking... I think that you're looking to get into something you can pick up, play, and just drop.
Well, I also
Or do you want a deep, rich RPG?
I also kind of think it'd be cool to play like a really crazy, deep, rich space game.
I almost think we should like get them into like Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
and then
I
when
was
you're
gonna
sick of
say.
Cyberpunk, we get you into the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster.
Very similar games, actually. Yeah, very similar styles.
But it's just like one you can just like jam out for 2 minutes and they look great. Did you used to play the old Tony Hawk games?
Oh, yeah.
They remastered 1 and 2 and it plays just like you remember when you're a kid and it looks in your mind like it, but it's totally remastered.
Yeah.
Great.
They look amazing.
But
probably.
maybe like Cyberpunk for you
or a lot of action. Like I haven't played it, but there's a game called Helldivers that I hear is really great. And it's basically Starship Troopers, the game. Like,
okay,
so
right,
like, if you've seen that, like I feel like you'd be able to get heavy into that. Lots of very sci-fi.
And these are PlayStation. You guys are
What
PlayStation.
do you have for a console?
Nothing.
Oh, so you'd have to buy one.
The last console I had was a PS3.
Oh,
and I used to just hit like the odd game of Madden on it. Right. Whenever I thought I'm gonna have a game of Madden, I had a couple games of Madden. And,
well, those are still around.
Yeah, and I played a little bit of other stuff on there.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage, did you see that he's playing John Madden in a John Madden movie? Did you see those stills?
Yes, it
looks crazy.
Great. Isn't Christian Bale in it too?
Yes. Yeah. I'm on board for that. Whatever the Rotten Tomatoes score is, I'm there.
Yeah.
Fucking week 1. But yeah, you should get a console. And we'll get you gaming, and then we'll put a camera in front of you. Start streaming.
I don't even know what to get. You get a PS5?
Doesn't matter.
The
Xbox, the newest Xbox and the newest PlayStation are like essentially the same consoles. Anyone who can tell you the difference between them, you wouldn't be able to notice those differences. Like honestly, they're not.
Right.
I just like Xbox a little more. I think the PlayStation, the design of the new console is just ugly and big. So I'm like, that won't fit where I want it to fit, and I don't like the look of it.
Switch 2?
The Switch 2 has no games, and it's
Mario
overpriced.
Kart World.
I know.
Okay,
I want it.
right
Don't
now.
get me wrong, but I'm not going to spend like
I have
$1,000.
I have a friend who has a Switch, but all the games look Nintendo-y.
Yeah,
Like
you don't want Pixar. You want Die Hard.
I want
Yeah. You want.
I might want to. I don't know if I would get into. I don't know if I want to get into the Call of Duty world.
No.
But I think that I might like it. But
that's why you don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be more
I don't want
bro-y.
to talk like one of those guys.
You want to hang on to the last shred of femininity that you have. Yeah, the one part of gentleness that remains in your soul.
I really respect other people's mums. I don't want to constantly comment on them when I get
home
shot.
and kill people.
Yeah. I was teabagging this fucking brat the other day on the internet.
Right. I'll start talking like one of those guys.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't want to play with other real people. Like the headsets.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
So then I think
I don't want to be a part of a community.
I think Cyberpunk is
all.
the thing for you to play.
Cyberpunk's for you. Yeah. I
think-
would
Well,
agree.
to me, Cyberpunk is like a style.
Yeah.
That's an actual game.
This
now?
is a futuristic, slick world. Keanu Reeves like stars.
Did you
in the
ever play
game.
like Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like Grand Theft Auto, but in like
future.
Blade Runner world.
Yeah.
Say is the best way.
It's a good way to
try and
put it.
explain it. Yeah.
Shit, I remember playing San Andreas, going to the gym.
Yep.
Working out.
I hated that. I was like, my guy looks like shit. And they're like,
Going
well,
to
you have to go to the gym.
I think I went to like kill some hookers.
Yeah.
I think I
that's
did the
fun.
widest thing in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is as soon as I could buy clothes, I dressed my guy in a tuxedo with a top hat, and I played the rest of the game like that. He had a top hat and a full tuxedo.
Walking down the alley.
You know,
shit, here we go again.
yeah, literally,
in the top hat, the
I'm running.
tuxedo.
I'm going down to like what's the Bleecker Street or whatever
Right.
the thing, and everyone's in gang clothes, and my character's just a tuxedo and a top hat.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, how do we do, gentlemen? Like,
I played Liberty City the most.
What was that for?
That was like before San Andreas.
yeah.
Oh, so that was Grand Theft Auto 3.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. It was like the New York one.
That's the one I put a fuck ton
Yeah.
of time into.
Yeah,
that
I
was
played
the
that one a lot.
first 3D one.
Yeah. So
That one was great.
Yeah,
showing
that
how
was
old,
good.
how ungamed I am.
Me and because there was no multiplayer, but we all wanted to play it. We would just play what we called the star game, and you'd get the controller, and it's like as quick as possible. You have to get as many stars as possible, and then try
Amazing.
to survive. And then
Right.
because when you inevitably died, the next guy went. And it was like
Right,
how
right.
we've tried to play it multiplayer.
After the army turns up,
Yeah,
in a
literally
tank to
tanks
stop
shows
you,
up. Yeah.
I see.
Okay, so Cyberpunk for you, and then maybe Mech Warrior. We'll work you up to Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior is like I haven't played it, but it's a very dense. Like if you want to really sink your teeth into like customizing your mechs and like doing all that.
Right. I'm trying to wrestle with whether or not I would feel shame in devoting several hours a week to this game.
No, just the days where you don't want to ride your bike, do this instead.
Okay.
It's not good for you.
Okay. Yeah, just
So
what
you
I
would-
need.
Just you're gonna feel shame. That's what I say. I cannot.
No.
Every time I play Fortnite,
There's a
I'm
bit
like,
of shame in every day.
yeah, that's
We do this podcast in 3 months. He's like, well, I sold my gym. I've just been constantly playing.
Yeah, so my life is falling apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do walk past the gym to get pizza now. Like it's
Yes.
like
yeah, that's right. Jeez.
Okay. Well, thanks for helping me out with that.
Hey, yeah, my pleasure. We'll get you a couple bickies, and then you can really throw your life down the
man
drain.
sakes.
Thank you.
put some time in.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Whoop whoop.
Having sex with a woman and coming.
There we go.